Good Wednesday morning, folks. So, what's holding you back? You might want to take a look in the mirror. Let's talk about it. So, the big question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. Hey folks, good Wednesday morning. Glad to have you in on the live stream. I've missed you guys since Monday, but I'm glad to be here, and we'll be here every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I know that's the new news. If you guys didn't get that from the broadcast that I did on Monday, that's the new news. We are doing once a week live streaming right here on In the Booth with Earl Hall for you guys. I'm here to take your questions, all that kind of great stuff, give you some information, and hopefully just help us continue on the path that we're on to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. If you guys want to know everything that's going on, you're gonna have to go back to Monday's broadcast and listen to that. No sense in rehashing that. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Lazarus. What's up, Sam? Everyone coming in the house, folks looking over on YouTube, obviously, and on Facebook for the Facebook group Earl Hall Studio. That's where I'm broadcasting on Facebook now. Switched it up from broadcasting on the Steps to Voiceover Success group and started broadcasting on Earl Hall Studio page. Just trying to see what works better. That's all. Just trying to see what works, At any rate, when I tell you that there is more than a few things going on at Earl Hall Studio with what's happening, with what we're about to do, sometimes I still have to pinch myself to say, wow, is this actually all really happening? Over here. What's up, Dave? And my wish for everyone is real success in 2018. That is my wish. Obviously, it's only a wish for me. Hopefully, it's more than a wish for you. Hopefully, you are mapping your wishes to your actions, or your actions are mapped to your wishes, however you want to call it that. But so many people have a tendency to talk about the things that they want to do. So many people talk and they like to claim the grind and don't quit mentality, but it's really not there. But there are a few of you that I see that are moving. You are actually moving and executing on the things that you need to execute on. I look and I watch heavily. I don't consume content. I consume comments, if that makes any sense. I consume comments on things. I see what people are saying about things. I'm more interested in what you have to say about a topic than the topic itself. Because the topic is kind of a 30,000-foot view, but what you actually have to say about the topic is really where the rubber meets the road. And that's what interests me. I like to kind of dive in and see the mindset of different people, as far as, all of you. I see you in different groups on Facebook, and sometimes they'll pop up, on my phone, and I'll be like, oh, hey, Storm. Storm said something over in this group, or Dave. Oh, Dave just made a mention over in this Fiverr group. I see all of this, and so I consume you guys' information because I want to know what you want to know, and I also want to help where I can. You guys don't see me commenting in groups because I just don't do that. I comment in my own groups, but in other people's groups, I don't. I just will not comment in other people's groups. It's funny to me sometimes when I get someone to ask a question in one of my groups, like Steps to Voiceover Success, and then I get another ding, and they've asked the same question in another group, and another ding, and that same person has asked a question in like 3, 4, 5 different groups. It amazes me. It's like, the Bible says, in the multitude of counselors, there is wisdom. And I think a couple of years ago, I started saying, but you've got to be wise about the counselors you listen to. But it's I think getting information for a newbie or for someone that's really trying to learn this thing is is important. And sometimes I know it's kind of like I just am going to ask every question I can ask in every group, and I want to get this answer because I got this client bugging me right now and I need an answer to this. Now, let me explain the reason why I went through that whole montage. When people ask questions in a hurry or in a rush, it's not a real good thing, even though I know it's going to happen from time to time. But what it also goes back to is not having good processes or procedures in place to handle what comes up. When I do consulting with people and they're asking me questions that I know they're not ready for, I've become very, um, what's the word I'm looking for here? If I know you're not ready, it's no sense for us to talk about it. It's like, I just answered the question. Okay, Earl, how do I set up my uh, Fiverr gig? And the next question is, hey, how do I get 5 new Fiverr jobs a week? I know in my mind that that's not the next question to ask. I know that the next question to ask after you have, just for this question, setting up a Fiverr gig, for instance, how are you going to handle that? How are you going to handle that one job? What is the process that you're going to put into place? What is, if it's not Fiverr, for instance, what's your billing procedure? What is your process for delivering to the client? What is your process for adding on when the client says they want to add on more to what they gave you? How much do you charge for that? What usually happens is that people are so geeked and excited about getting a job, and that's all they've ever concentrated on. That when the jobs start coming in, that's when the next set of fluster occurs. That's the very next set of fluster. You get one client, and now this client is asking you questions, and you've never considered the answers to these questions. Now, you run the risk of looking unprofessional to the client because you can't respond with an answer. It's the, oh, let me get back to you on that. It's your company. You don't know. You don't you don't know the answer to that. You could kind of play it off. I mean, you could. There's some things you could do to kind of play that thing off. But the whole point about this whole thing is that people are asking questions at a level they're 5 levels beneath. And I understand the excitement in wanting to get to that, but you've got to operate where you are and move on and move forward. Now, why am I saying all this in conjunction with the topic of the day? It's you holding you back. That's part of it. That's a part of it. But more so than that, just more so than that little scenario, is when you woke up this morning, what did you do? When you woke up this morning, did you open up your email or go on your freelance site or go on your pay to play site and do 10 auditions? Or did you get on Facebook to see what everyone was talking about? Or did you, what is it that you did? After you, excuse my language, back from the military days, we had this saying, and those of you that were in the military will understand it. Okay, you got to get up, shit, shower, and shave. And then your day starts. So after you did the SSS, I might coin that. After you SSS, what in the world are you doing? And some of that is, it comes but down to the start. And I've talked about this before and I'll talk about it again. And I may have talked about it on my new podcast that I did on Monday as well. It comes down to the start. And what are you actually going to do to start? The hardest thing to do is start. People, we want to, make things perfect. We want to make sure we have this right and that right. And to a degree, that's okay. But when that thought process is dragging and dragging on, it makes a difference. And so for me to help people with what I'm doing, there are some, obviously some of you are consulting clients of mine. Some of you I've talked to recently. Some of you I haven't talked to in a while for whatever reason. You haven't set an appointment or whatever. But what I started doing last week or the week before, realizing with the whole coaching process and trying to give the best value that I can give. And this has been a learning process for me as well, to be able to help people better. So when I have a consulting client and I talk to them about, okay, you need to get this done. Okay, so next week we'll talk again. Oh yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to put this together. Oh, okay, all right, cool. Well, you got to get that together. All right, and they ask me a whole bunch of other questions. Then the next week comes, hey, remember 3 weeks ago we talked? Did you get? No, well, I'm still thinking about it. So this is what I does. This is what I started doing. I'll take on a consulting client, and I'll say, all right, here's the step where you're at, and I need you to complete this step. Do not set another appointment with me until that step is completed. You can set an appointment with me tomorrow if you complete it today. Doesn't matter to me. But there's no reason for us to have another conversation until we complete this step. And so I started saying that as a way to let people know you gotta move. You have to execute, you have to perform, you have to do. And you guys have heard me talk about this a lot of times. It's in the execution, it's not in your thought. It's nothing matters until you do something. And so there we go with that. So Wednesdays are all about you guys anyway. What are the questions that you guys have when it comes to, like, what do you think is holding you back? What is the thing? Is it your JW? Is it your performance? Is it your lack of ability to understand marketing? Is it what about you is holding you back? Let's talk about this. Post the questions in the chat section. YouTube came out yesterday. It was funny. I came on YouTube because I was looking at something on YouTube, and normally, like, you guys will put something in chat, and a lot of this stuff is gold that you guys put in here, but it disappears as soon as the live stream is on. It's nowhere to be. You can't see it anymore. Well, now YouTube has said your chat will be in your comments. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I'm loving that portion of it as well. All right, so I'm waiting for you guys to pop in your questions here. And let me just go back and make sure. What's up, Dell Voiceovers? Nick, hey, what's going on, buddy? In the house. Lenny, glad to hear from you. Nick, Ward, Lazarus. Lazarus retracted a message. As always, done is better than perfect. Yep. Good morning, Andrea. How you doing? It's funny. I was listening to, I purchased a book. I'm not going to call the name of the book yet, but I was listening to this book on marketing. I'm actually probably going to put it in my store after I finish reading it. I bought the book and the audiobook, so I can listen to it in the car when I'm on my way somewhere, and I also can read. So I've been listening to it in my car, and I'm waiting for the book to get here, which will be here tomorrow or Thursday, one or the other. But at any rate, I started thinking about something. What's up, Tree Trunk Jay? Started thinking about something, when we talk about the whole done is better than perfect, and we're talking about executing, we're talking about grind and don't quit, and we're talking about working. So I'm listening to this audiobook, and I had an epiphany, I guess you can call it. Everyone obviously is not going to work like Earl Hall works. It's just not going to happen. Some people are far more into the work thing than I am. And some people are way down on the ladder when it comes to, hey, I'll get to it when I get to it, type of deal. And neither one I can say is right or wrong, because it is authentically who you are. And realizing too, though, that wherever it is you are on the spectrum of the grind and don't quit spectrum, I need to make a meme about that with a spectrum with colors from green to red or something like that. Where are you on the spectrum of grind and don't quit? You've always got to do you. And I've always told voice actors that, because people ask about, how do I perform? How do I do this? How do I do that? And the biggest piece of advice that I give for people with the script interpretation is always do you. And that's the hardest thing to do, because as soon as we get behind this microphone or a microphone, we're someone else. We become someone else. And being, especially starting out, you want to try and sound like you think a professional voice actor sounds. Believe it or not, sweetheart, a professional voice actor sounds exactly like you sound in your natural state. And that's the hardest thing to bring across to people. Your natural state doing a regular read in your own voice, your natural state, even doing a character, is still you. How do you do it? Not being anyone else. It's one of those things that's hard to teach, and I'm not the best teacher at it. I can draw it out of you because I can hear certain things, but I don't think I'm the best teacher at it. I think I'm the best. I think I'm one of the best people to draw it out, but how to teach people to actually do it, it's hard for me to put into words, if that makes sense. But when it comes down to the whole marketing and the grind and don't quit and how it is that you're trying to build your business, the level of energy that you put into it is all about who you are. And sometimes if you try and stretch yourself beyond that, you may not do it the best. So it comes down to a lot of self awareness, who you are, the type of person you are, the type of personality that you have. I'm an A type personality. Just a go getter. I'm just a go getter. And I will go get it. And I will fight you to get it. So that's me. And so for me to say that you have to be like me would be wrong. But to say that you've got to be the best version of who you are and be fine with that, that's what you got to do to build your business. You've got to be extremely self aware of who you are. And you've got to be able to look into the mirror and call yourself out on your bullshit if you're not putting in the work that you know you should be putting in. Only you can do that. All right, question on the board. Are moving blankets better than a comforter, or does it matter? I just have to cover over the open door of my recording closet. From Andrea there. You know what, Andrea? I don't know. I use comforters. I've never used the moving blankets, and I've heard people rave about the moving blankets, so I tell people about the moving blankets, but I can't tell you which is better because I've never used the moving blankets. All I've used is the comforter. Sorry on that one. At the end of the day, do what you think is best on that. The only advice I can give you is that from personal experience, I used regular comforters that I got at Walmart, and they did the job for years. If you want to do the blue blanket route, blue moving blanket route, no, I don't see anything wrong with it because plenty of other people do that. So I don't think you can go wrong either way. That's just my opinion. All right. Philip is saying you talk about setting up best practices in the newbie phase. The information is not as available as studio setup. Where can we find it? Right here, Philip. Here's your studio setup, bruh. get you get you at least a $200 mic. Get you a interface for about $100 so you can connect your mic to your computer. Get you some blue moving blankets or some comforters. Set those up around on all four sides of you, even above you, and you have your studio set up. Bam. Choose your DAW. You're going to use Audacity. You're going to use Adobe Audition. You're going to use, uh, I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. That's your studio setup, bruh. That's it for a newbie. That's how all of us, that's how I started. That's how Bill DeWeese started. That's how, I mean, everybody started where they were. Bill DeWeese started with a $200 mic, I think he used to say, or $100 mic. I think it was actually a $100 mic. Bill DeWeese laughs about that's how we started, but you laugh because you realize you can do this with a $100 mic. The most important thing about your setup is not your mic. It is important, but it's not the most important. The most important thing is not your DAW. The most important thing about your studio setup is your environment. That is the most important thing. That's why you need the blankets, the blue blankets or the comforters, whichever you want. Dude, boom, that's your setup. You got it right here. All right. Let's see. Good morning, Earl. Thanks for the price drop. What the hell are you talking about, Willis? What oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, the price drop on the probably for voiceover domination. That's what you're talking about. Okay. um Tree Trunk says moving blankets work if I have them and bed foam set up. Yeah, some people use the bed foam setup. I mean, sometimes I think people go overkill with certain types of things, but it's like literally some blankets is going to get you there. If you want to do the foam thing, that might get you there. I know what you're talking about, the little eggshell foam things you put on your bed that do absolutely nothing for me uh on my bed. But at any rate, yeah. Um Lenny, following your data mining steps, I made a number of contacts. I just got my first gig. Good job with a production company. Payment with P2P sites and freelance sites are pre-scheduled. What can I do to secure payment? Um, I got that email from you this morning, Lenny, too. And you said you were going to bring that up. Where your question is coming from a place of fear. And the reason that I know that is because everyone had that. And that place of fear is, what if I do this job and I don't get paid? That's the fear. Okay. Now, I can give you my last 10 years of experience. I've never been screwed on a payment. I used to think that, well, yeah, I got to protect myself, so I'm going to put a watermark on it, or I'm not going to send them the whole file or whatever. If you start off a relationship and you're already wondering whether or not it's a trust issue there, it's not a good spot to be in. Do the job, send in the file, send in the invoice. That is my personal opinion. If you get screwed, you will get screwed. I've never been screwed. I'm sure that there are people out there that have been screwed once or twice. Just because I have not been screwed doesn't mean I won't be screwed in the future. But the thing is, I want to develop a relationship with the client based on mutual respect and trust. And I don't mutually respect and trust you if I'm going to not send you a complete file. That's already sending out a signal to a client. I don't trust you. No, I'm not going to just get you. I think it's a bad look. Um, Another voice coach may tell you something completely different. This is a decision, however, you will have to make. Yes, you can send out a client file with watermark on it, or you can send out 58 seconds of it instead of 60 seconds of the whole thing and say, I'll give you the full when you make full payment. That's kind of I don't think it's the best way to start a relationship. I think you send them the complete file and you invoice them appropriately. um and that's something you set up. Those are questions as a pro you get established from the beginning. The timetables. I will deliver by this date. What is the date you will pay by? There's nothing wrong with asking that question right out the gate when you're hired, because everyone has to know. So what I normally do, I don't normally ask the question, when will you pay me? I normally send out the invoice that says due immediately. That's just me. All right. Uh Tim, question: how big of a disadvantage is it for someone who lives in a remote area versus an urban area where agencies, studios, etc., to have a very substance VO success? Very remote area, no agents around, and I always tell people you work with what you have, and you develop your business based on where you are, and you build it from there. So, in your situation, if you're in a remote area, you're going to probably, and you're not close to an agency, or like you can't go in and audition and stuff like that, then you want to focus in on the freelance sites, to an extent, the pay to play sites, and more so email marketing to get clients. And we go through a bunch of that stuff and the courses that we teach at Steps to Voiceover Success. On the There's only three strategies. There's only three. You're either going to do email marketing, you're going to do social media marketing, or you're going to do um, the freelance sites. Those are the only three ways. So we've got courses on all that stuff right at the website. Go check it out, because it's too long to go into in just a setting here. Um, so let's see. Phil, I miscommunicated. The studio info is out there everywhere. It's the setting up the best offices practices, billing files, etc. Oh, no problem, Phil. With that, I mean, when I started out, it's a little bit different than where I am right now. Everything, I mean, I use Google to a big extent for a lot of stuff, even in, tracking things as far as where I am with clients, in like a spreadsheet type of thing. And then also PayPal. PayPal has made my business so seamless because I'm able to invoice, and all this stuff is tracked right there in PayPal. When you invoice using PayPal or Stripe on the website Steps to Voice Over Success, you can pay with either PayPal or Stripe, which just takes your credit card. But when you use these things, you can just download that. Like at the end of the year, like for doing taxes, you just download. Boom, there it is. That's what you spent. This is what you made. This is what you spent. Um, so, and as far as files go, I have a basically Earl Hall Studio is a file. Under that, I'll have clients. Under clients is all the clients and all the work that I've done. Um, when I have, if I had, let me just put it this way: if it was a need for me to separate out emails, I would do that as well. I do that more with my group, with the Earl Hall Studio crew, than with clients, to separate out inboxes and stuff like that. But this is none of this is hard. None of this is hard. It's so easily done. And how you think it should be set up is how you set it up. I can tell you what I do, which I basically just did. But I mean, from the beginning relationship of a client, which starts with an email, that email turns into a job, which then I put them in a folder under clients. And every time I do a job for them, it's in their folder. Kind of how it goes. If I have to look up a communication, that's so stupidly easy. All I have to do is type in the name in my email client. Vroom, all the emails that we've done, there it is. It's right there. Technology has made this so super easy. All right. Let's see. Tim, I'm in the mountains of Oregon. Okay, Southern Oregon. And all you or I need is a solid and fast internet connection. Yes, that's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. All right, guys. Man, okay, so this has been fun. We've got some stuff coming. You guys don't know this, but I know it. On Monday, I have actually over the weekend I got an email from another YouTuber. And I'm trying to find him here. Because I can't remember his name. Wait a minute, let me go look at my history. Because I just watched a couple of his videos and he did a live stream on yesterday. There it is. Funny Guy Timmy at Work. Funny Guy Timmy at Work is a YouTuber. Funny Guy Timmy. All right, Funny Guy Timmy. Sent me an email. He's got thousands of subscribers on his YouTube channel. He's actually got a bigger channel than I have. He sent me an email over the weekend saying, "Hey, can I interview you on my show?" Which blew my mind because no other VO person or coach has ever asked me to be on their show. Never thought it would ever happen. But he said like 10 of you guys sent him a message saying, "Hey, you should have Earl on your show." So I'm going to be on his show via live stream or whatever next Monday, this coming Monday rather. So I'm looking forward to that and being on with another YouTuber, which hasn't happened for me, especially to be invited on. So completely humbled and thankful. So I'm looking forward to talking more with Funny Guy Timmy. That's his YouTube channel, all one word, Funny Guy Timmy. Go check him out. He is funny. So I'll be doing that on next Monday. I'll shoot out an email. If you're a part of my group at Steps to Voice Over Success on Facebook or stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, just let me, you'll get the info and I'll send you links and all that other kind of stuff. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for being here. This, as always, is amazing to me that you guys even tune into the crap that I talk about on a daily basis. So, but thank you so much. I will be back next Wednesday. A few of you have did purchase demos this week because I did say on Monday the price of the demos are going up by the end of this week from $8.50 to $9.99. So if you want to get your demo at $8.50, do it now because I'm going to be by the end of the week raising that price. When I say by the end of the week, it could be tomorrow. So go get your demos now. We've got pricing plans and stuff like that. at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, or just go to yourbestdemo.com. Make sure you check out all the links in the description below, because there's a lot of stuff going on. And hey guys, you guys have an awesome and an amazing week, and I will see you on next Wednesday. You be blessed. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.